Hello everybody! This is Fallen. It's nice to see you all. Now, before we begin, I'd just like to thank everyone real quick, because if you look at the subscribe button, and you look at the number next to it, we reached 100 subs, the big triple digits! Woohoo! This is awesome. I am so happy and so thankful that we made it this far. Holy crap. Thank you everyone who has subscribed, and thank you everyone who will subscribe in the future. Hopefully there will be a lot of you, but we will see. Now, I went and I asked some of my friends, what should I do for a 100 subscriber special? And it was a pretty unanimous vote of Q&A. Even though I personally don't really watch or listen to them, apparently other people do. So we're gonna do a Q&A for the 100 subscriber special. How I went about this is I hopped on Discord, and I dropped a little message in a couple communities that I'm on in. And I'm like, hey, I reached 100 subscribers, which is heckin' great, and I wanted to do a Q&A for it. So leave me questions. And I think at least one person in each community left me a question. So thank you to everyone who, did leave me a question, because that gives me content for the video. So I think in total, I ended up with 11 questions, so we're going to go through them one by one. I'm going to talk about them. Hopefully I won't ramble on for too long, but yeah, I make no promises. So let's just hop right into it. So the first question is, what encouraged me to start YouTube? Well, I mean, it's a pretty simple answer. I don't have some great, startup story for it. I watched YouTube a lot when I was young, and I continued to watch it, and I really enjoyed it, and I thought to myself, you know what? It would be really stinking cool if I did that. So I tried to do that. I didn't do that very well. I had many failed channels, but we're not going to talk about those. So I guess what encouraged me to start was just watching other YouTubers and thinking to myself, that looks really cool. I want to be able to do that. So I tried teaching myself how to do that. And, yeah. So for the second question, what inspired you to keep attempting YouTube for 4 years? This is a detail I disclosed, and I forgot how long ago I disclosed it, but I think the accurate number would be 5 years now. What inspired me to keep trying YouTube? Well, it's pretty much the same as the first question. Watching YouTubers, seeing them accomplishing things by just doing what they enjoy, and I really wanted to do that, and so I kept trying. And this is my first channel to ever reach 100 subscribers, so I'm considering this channel the successful one, but we'll see how that goes. Now, I'm not giving up on YouTube anytime soon, especially not now. I'm feeling great, and I don't see myself quitting anytime soon. So I'm just sticking with it. I'm just doing what I love. I'm posting the content that I enjoyed posting. I'm not putting any pressure on myself for scheduling or anything like that, and it's made YouTube a fairly enjoyable experience, which I know people end up getting very stressed out by it, and I'm trying to avoid that, and I guess that's how I've stayed inspired, I suppose. Question 3. Is there anyone you'd say you couldn't do it without? Well, in terms of videos, I do everything by myself. I record, edit, format, just everything is done by me alone in my room. However, I do have to give a big shout out to my grandpa for getting me a laptop a few years back, and this laptop has enabled me to do so much more than I was ever able to. And it's why I'm able to record this and edit it, and it's got the power that I needed to do all that sort of stuff. So I wanted to give a big shout out to him. And I guess just all the YouTubers that I watch, I'd list them, but I'm subscribed to a lot of people, so I'm not gonna do that. So I guess just them for keeping me motivated and seeing what they do, and my grandpa for getting me this computer. Big shout out to him. Now we're switching over from sort of the YouTube genre into some art-related questions that I got from my art buddies. And the first one, question 4, is, what was the first drawing you ever made, and what inspired you to get into art? So I will put up the first drawing I ever did, with an attempt to, draw and not just some kid doodling, because I think everyone doodled as a child, but like my first genuine attempt at drawing and designing a character, I will put up on screen now. It's not great, but that would be the first one. And then I guess what really inspired me to get into art was the Warrior Cat series and the incredible animator fan base that has grown around it. I mean, there are some Disney quality animations for warrior cats, and just seeing those just was a huge inspiration for me to, to try drawing. And I loved the book series. I've been into them since I was in elementary school. I'm obviously still into them now, although I need to catch up on the new arc. Yeah, I have been slacking on that, but we'll get there. And I guess just seeing all those warrior artists on YouTube doing speed paints and map parts. Specifically, there was this one Eucalyptus Splash, whose YouTube channel is now by Korean, I think is how you say it, but I could have butchered that royally. Watching their videos and their Snowfur PMV and their Blue Star AMVs and stuff like that, and that all just was a huge inspiration to me. I tried to learn how they could shade and style and all that good stuff, so they were a huge inspiration for me in terms of art. The next question is, where did you learn to draw with a mouse? Because I do draw with a mouse, not strictly. My speed paints, with the exception of one, have all been done with my beautiful drawing tablet that I got for myself. But there was a period of time when I didn't have a drawing tablet. Well, the one that I had broke, and so there was like probably the span of over a year in which I didn't have a drawing tablet, and I taught myself how to draw with a mouse. And where I learned that I could even do that was from a friend of mine, Desilu, who is also an art YouTuber. You should go check them out. They're super cool, and we're roleplay buddies. And we were talking about art one day, and they brought up the fact that they didn't have a drawing tablet. And I was like, wait, what? How? You draw such amazing art. And then they're like, oh yeah, I just use my mouse. My mind was blown. So I downloaded Fire Alpaca. I'd been using Paint Tool SAI, a free version, for forever, and I wasn't really liking it all that much anymore. So I downloaded Fire Alpaca, and I cranked up the stabilizer all the way up to 40, which is the highest it can go, and I just started practicing. And I'll put up some of the drawings I've done with the mouse, and I got pretty good at it. If you have the patience to do it, you can come up with results that look just the same as you do, with a drawing tablet. It just requires patience and redoing line after line after line after line. So, the next question, what's my first OC? Oh boy! So obviously, when I started getting art is when I also started getting into making OCs, or original characters. And my first one, which was also the first art I ever did, was my OC, Frostflame. Yup, it's one of those. And she was a ThunderClan cat who I believe was the daughter. She's a fan child of Cinderheart and Lionblaze. Oh, I'm cringing even as I say it. I'm cringing so hard. And she had, bright red eyes, but she had this gray tabby, this very light gray tabby pelt, and she could channel the spirits of the dark forest. So when she got mad, she'd turn into Tiger Star and Hawkfrost and Broken Star, and oh god, it was so bad. It was so bad. Oh, it was terrible. But yeah, she would be my first OC, and I hate talking about her because it's embarrassing. I mean, I think everyone's embarrassed of the first original characters because they're just so cringy. When did I start making PMVs? Well, I mean, I haven't done many because, the most recent one being the King and Lionheart PMV map that I hosted, and I did the majority of the parts for, which took over a year. But before that, I had really only ever done paper-drawn PMVs, and I guess I technically started doing that when I was in my Hamilton phase. Because, yes, I had a Hamilton phase. And I was doing PMVs of those characters, and no, I cannot show those because I buried them so deep I will never be able to pull them back out. And I'm not showing those. But I did those. They were awful. They were so bad. And then my next official attempt at a PMV, I guess, would be my surprise PMV that I made about my OC Deep Waters and Flame Cloud. Those two. Which you can scroll back on my channel. It's near the very, very beginning. I did that one. Definitely could use with redoing that one. Oh god, it's bad. I drew it on my phone. And then I sat down and I really, really gave an effort with the King and Lionheart, and I guess that's when I really started getting good at making PNVs. I have a long way to go, obviously. Do you have a favorite thing you've drawn? I mean, I draw a lot, and it is hard to pick a favorite. However, there is this one piece that I did. I had art block that day, and so I asked my warrior buddies, hey, what should I draw? And I want to draw like someone's OC. And so Desalu, who I talked about earlier, suggested their OC Koipa, who had the ability to breathe underwater, if I remember correctly. So I drew her sitting underwater, and it ended up being one of my best drawings in terms of lighting and just overall aesthetic. It looked really good, and I actually put effort into a background, which I never do. So if I had to pick, you know, a favorite thing I've drawn, it'd probably be that. Whenever people ask me, oh hey, what does your art look like, that is always the first thing I put, because I love how the lighting looks on it. Who's your favorite artist, and who's your favorite Minecraft YouTuber? This is a hard question. Why would you do this to me? Oh my god. To pick a favorite artist would be pretty much impossible. I love a ton from a bunch of different, you know, fandoms and such. Like, for example, the YouTuber Mushi R. I'm actually friends with them. They're an incredible artist. I love their art so much. So they're definitely one of my favorites. And then there's Indigonite on Twitter and Tumblr, who does a bunch of amazing Homestuck fan art. And then there's so many. There's so many. Like there's Jess on Tumblr who does like Undertale comics and stuff like that with like Dream and Nightmare. They've got a comic going on right now that's really good. And then there's, you know, an absolute ton of warrior artists that I absolutely adore, like Finchwing and obviously, you know, Corian, who was my like first inspiration. Neil Flowers does amazing art, and of Rose Shards, God, there's just so many amazing artists. Heck, even Moon Kitty inspires me. Moon Kitty's the best. And then there's Blixamy, who does all these amazing covers, but also does amazing art. So it's so hard to pick a favorite. I can't do that. And I guess favorite Minecraft YouTuber. Oh God, why are you making me do? I love so many. I love so many. But I guess at the moment I have kind of been hyper focused on Dream for understandable reasons. Okay, he's amazing at the game, and as someone who, you know, plays the game quite frequently, that is watching his videos is just like, it makes you feel like you've never played the game before, that you are a baby and a noob. He's also the YouTuber that inspired me to start practicing speedrunning. So that's awesome. He's very I watch all of his videos and I'm never not entertained. Like, he never has a dull video, and I think that's really incredible and really sort of, it makes sense why he's so freaking popular. But I mean, there's also a ton of other, I like some smaller YouTubers as well, like Shootski or Ashley Celeste or John or Invisible Davis. I mean, there's that friend group is just amazing to watch, and most of you probably never even heard of them. So there's so many YouTubers. When I was younger, I religiously watched Sky Does Minecraft because his old content, beautiful, perfection, adored it. I also really like Your Pal Raw, Smithsand to this day, and I'm trying to think of like specifically Minecraft YouTubers. I mean, Wilbur Soot doesn't like strictly do Minecraft, but his Minecraft videos that he does put up are very entertaining. Yeah, and I think that just about covers it for favorites. Well, except for this next question, what is my favorite OC? You are asking me to pick between my children, which is my favorite, and that is a crime, but I will do my best. So I mean, obviously, my favorite OC switches depending on either what fandom I'm in at the time or what, you know, what I'm doing with them per se. If I'm role-playing a lot, then I'll probably have a favorite OC from that or whatever. But at the moment, I'd have to say my favorite OC the one that I have enjoyed using for well over a year, 2 years now, is Icefall, which is the subject of my most popular video, and that's awesome to me. But he is my roleplay OC for the Deputy of Meadow Clan, and he's going through a rough patch right now, and it's only gonna get rougher. But he's definitely one of my favorite OCs to use. He's pretty unlike most of my normal OCs, which are either cinnamon rolls or, you know, sort of creepy or evil. He's a genuinely good guy who's just really struggling with life at the moment, and I really enjoyed playing him. So I guess he would have to be my favorite OC at the moment. Plus he looks amazing. I love his design. Okay, what was the first game I beat to completion? This is a hard one. This is a genuinely hard one, because I remember I played a lot of sort of Wii games when I was a kid, but I don't think I ever actually completed them. I remember I played a lot of, what was it, Legend of Zelda Twilight Princess, but I don't think I ever finished it. And then I also, you know, there were some other games as well that I played. But I guess the first game that I remember beating to completion, it's probably not the first one I ever did, but the first one I remember was Undertale. And I know technically, no, I did not go through and get every variation of the neutral route completed. But I did completed Pacifist, Neutral, and Genocide. It would have to be Undertale. Undertale would be my first game that I beat to completion. And it's a great game, by the way. Go check it out. It's still... It's great. It's great. And then this last question, I can't tell if this one was sent to me as a joke, but this was sent by one of the people who I play on Project SMP with. Why am I so itchy on my trigger finger for war? Okay. First of all, when it comes to real life war, I don't want it. Like, I'm not, like, that kind of person who's like, yeah, we should go to war with everyone. In, like, real life, no. This is all strictly in-game speaking. I find it fun. I find the conflict fun. I think it brings interest to the game, which is why I'm so intent on starting it. And I guess that's the best answer that I can give for that. I'm sorry if it's not what you wanted to hear, but it's just how I enjoy playing the game. And yeah, that was the last question. That wraps it up for the Q&A. Thank you guys so much for watching, and again, thank you guys for putting up with me, I guess, and subscribing. I know I'm not the funniest of people, even on my best days. I'm not super humorous. I can be pretty stick in the mud sometimes, but I thank you all for subscribing, for supporting the channel, leaving likes and comments, and I think my like rate is like 100%. I don't think I have a single dislike on any of my videos, so thank you all for that so much. And you know, just stick around, because this is just the beginning. I'm not giving up on this channel anytime soon, especially now that we've reached 100 subs. Woohoo! And if you guys think it'd be funny to subscribe so I'm not at 100 anymore, joke's on you. I have it screenshotted. I know it happened. Please don't do that, by the way. Please don't. So again, thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you guys next time.